Welcome back, folks. Today, we have an intriguing research topic to discuss: the relationship between environmental sustainability practices and consumer brand loyalty. I'm excited to dive into this fascinating subject, and the best part is that you can choose any industry or company you're familiar with to complete this research. Let's explore the importance of this topic and guide you through the process of drafting each chapter of your research paper. Before we begin, let's understand why this research topic is crucial. In today's world, environmental sustainability practices have gained immense attention, as consumers are becoming more environmentally conscious. At the same time, brand loyalty is a critical aspect for companies in any industry. This research aims to uncover the link between these two factors and shed light on how environmental sustainability practices influence consumer brand loyalty. By conducting this research, you'll not only gain valuable insights but also contribute to the sustainable development of businesses. Chapter 1: Introduction. The first chapter of your research paper is the introduction. It sets the foundation for your study and provides an overview of what readers can expect. Let's break down the different areas to include in your introduction. The first component is the research problem. This identifies the gap in knowledge that your research aims to address. For example, a research problem could be: despite increased awareness of environmental sustainability, limited research exists on the impact of such practices on consumer brand loyalty. Next, we have the research significance. Here, you need to explain why this study is important and how it contributes to the existing body of knowledge. It could be highlighting the potential benefits for companies in adopting sustainable practices or the implications for consumer behavior. Research questions are the key inquiries your study aims to answer. Let's provide 3 sample research objectives. How does the implementation of environmental sustainability practices affect consumer brand loyalty? What are the underlying factors that influence consumers to develop loyalty towards sustainable brands? Does the level of environmental consciousness among consumers impact their loyalty towards brands practicing sustainability? Research objectives are specific goals that outline what you want to achieve through your study. Here are 3 sample research objectives. Examine the relationship between environmental sustainability practices and consumer brand loyalty. To identify the factors that contribute to the development of brand loyalty among consumers. To analyze the impact of consumer environmental consciousness on their brand loyalty behavior. Moving on, the research rationale explains why your research is justified and necessary. It connects your research problem, significance, and objectives, emphasizing the need for your study to fill the identified research gap. Lastly, in the introduction, you need to clearly define the scope and limitations of your research. This sets the boundaries of your study and outlines what aspects you will include and exclude. It's essential to be transparent about any limitations or constraints to maintain the integrity of your findings. Chapter 2: Literature Review. This chapter demonstrates your understanding of the existing body of knowledge on the subject. Let's discuss what subtopics you should include in your literature review. Your literature review should cover various subtopics, such as conceptualizing environmental sustainability and its importance in business practices, understanding the dynamics of consumer brand loyalty and its key drivers, exploring previous research on the relationship between environmental sustainability practices and consumer behavior, analyzing studies that investigate the impact of sustainable brand initiatives on consumer loyalty across different industries, identifying gaps in the literature and areas where further research is needed. Chapter 3: Methodology. When it comes to Chapter 3, the first consideration is selecting the appropriate research philosophy. For this type of research, a positivist philosophy is often suitable, as it focuses on objective data collection and analysis to establish causal relationships between variables. Next, you need to determine the research approach. In this case, a deductive approach is commonly used, where you start with existing theories and hypotheses and test them using empirical data. Moving on, the research strategy for this type of study could involve conducting surveys, interviews, or analyzing existing datasets. Select the strategy that aligns with your research objectives and available resources. Lastly, choose the appropriate research design that suits your objectives. This could be a cross-sectional study, longitudinal study, or even a comparative analysis, depending on the nature of your research. Chapter 4, Data Analysis. If your research is quantitative, you'll need to analyze your data using statistical methods. This could involve techniques such as regression analysis, correlation analysis, or factor analysis, depending on the nature of your variables. On the other hand, if your research is qualitative, you'll focus on analyzing the themes, patterns, and narratives that emerge from your interviews, focus groups, or textual analysis. Techniques such as content analysis or thematic analysis are commonly used. Chapter 5, Conclusion and Recommendations. Finally, we arrive at Chapter 5, Conclusion and Recommendations. In this section, you'll summarize your findings, draw conclusions based on your analysis, and provide recommendations for future research or practical implications. That wraps up our discussion on how to structure your research paper on the relationship between environmental sustainability practices and consumer brand loyalty. For access to a preliminary version of the research topic, please follow the hyperlink provided in the description. Remember, by conducting this research, you'll contribute to the understanding of this critical topic and help shape a more sustainable future for businesses. If you have any questions or need further guidance, feel free to reach out in the comments below. Happy researching, and I'll catch you next time.